Hello, hi CEOs. Hello, Nobi here. I hope you're having a lovely week, a lovely and productive week. I am all dressed up. What you got to do with it? Acting quite odd now. Anyway, I'm here early because I got the reason why I'm dressed up. It's Lipstick Thursday, by the way, where I get all my lipstick and get all dolled up. What is this one? Okay, there we go. Hey, ta-ta. But it also includes Africa's sort of Building Authority summits today, so I'm going to deliver my bit soon after this call. So I thought I'd just pop in and a little bit earlier and just share the content for today. It won't be long, potentially talk you through something. Um, so let me know if you're live and you can see me. Just say hi and just say where you're calling from. If you're joining on the replay, there we go. If you're doing on the replay, hashtag replay, and ask questions, all the things, just drop them in the chat and I'll come back and answer them. And of course, my team will be able to tag those of you who are particularly interested in this topic today. So the topic is, are you overworking? Is this something that's going on with you? So here's the question I've got to ask you as you're coming in live and you're just think about the question. Do you think that you're overworking? So let's put a yes in the comments if you feel like you're overworking, or no if you don't think you're overworking, or I don't know if you really don't know if you're overworking or not. And one of the main reasons for this conversation, this is coming from the mental well-being pillar of the Get It Done framework, which is the pillar three, and it's all about making sure that our mental health is able to cope with the stress or the pressure we put on it. And when it comes to productivity, the minute our physical health or mental health suffers, our productivity will go down. So it's important to be able to know when we're overworking our body, overworking the engine. Because again, CEOs of the business, we are in effect the engine of the company. Without us, it doesn't really run in terms of the brain or the strategy or the engine. We are what it is. Okay. So we enjoy our business a lot. And here's the key thing. We enjoy our business. We came into the business to be able to have impact, make money, to be able to live the life that we want to, that is different from maybe when we were working in corporate and feeling overworked then. But what happens to a lot of us is that we find ourselves in business now almost working 50, 60 hours more or almost equal to what we were working in corporate, which we said we hated. So let me know if that is you, that resonate with you. You are working more hours. But here's the kicker. You don't actually hate it. The 50 hours, 60 hours overworking, you don't actually hate it because we're working for ourselves. So there's something rewarded about that. We wear it like a badge of honor that says busy person, busy business owner, busy coach, busy consultant. Oh my God, I'm so busy. All right? So we do all this stuff. But it won't last long. It never lasts long because the body is not designed to be dragged out. So something may not appear like it's overworking, but it is. So what I was hoping to share with you in this particular live session was just three ways that you can start to identify if you might be overworking, because you need to be able to recognize it before you for you to change anything. So that's why I wanted to talk about that for the moment. In other words, what is it? Next week, I'm going to cover whether or not you're overworking your team, because that's a different perspective. It looks different. It feels different. You may not even know if you are, especially for those of you who've got VAs or any of those, or any sort of not necessarily contractors. For a lot of us, contractors we're using. And so we want people to make sure that they're not being overworked either. So, but today is going to be about you. So here are the three things I wanted to consider to be able to determine if you are overworking or not. One of it, number one, is in your business, do you have multiple staff? I call this the multiple problem syndrome. You have multiple things. What does that mean? What does it look like? It might mean you having multiple courses, multiple freebies, multiple focus on different projects you're working at different times, multiple tabs open, okay? Multiple client groups. If you don't want to decide or pick a side, you don't want to choose which one or two groups you're going to work with, so you're working with multiple. Multiple Facebook group membership. You've joined many free Facebook groups and you're practically sociable in a lot of them because you're a sociable person. Okay, typical clients that I work with will be very sociable. They want to engage with people. So you're in multiple Facebook groups. Some of it for yourself, some for business, and that's taking energy off you. But it doesn't feel like work because you know you're doing busy work, but it doesn't feel like you're burning out. It doesn't probably feel like you're overworking, but you are overworking. So check all your multiple things, multiple freebies that you signed up for. Or if it's not freebie, multiple low-level programs like $47 courses that you bought. But because you paid for this, you feel compelled to complete them. Some of you don't even bother, but the other people, it's extra overload, mental overload of the fact that I still have to go and do this thing. Okay, so again, I'm not even like in judging here because I had a few multiple things that I had to get rid of. Okay, I had multiple client focus that I was focusing on. I also have multiple tabs. Even as we speak, I probably have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 13 tabs. I have 13 tabs open. And I have 13 tabs open because today is one of those overworking days. But for the most part, I kind of want to not have more than 5 tabs open because it's distracting. But that's an indicator for you. Multiple tabs, multiple freebies. So think about your multiples. If you're on the call, I want you to let me know in the chat what is your multiple problem? The thing that you know you ought to offload, but you're still carrying multiple of them. So that's number one. Number two is around your physical symptoms, things that you're going to notice in your body. What does that look like? It tells you that you're approaching burnout in some way. Overworking is a symptom of the burnout. It has no other place for it to go. So eventually it will shut you down. Now, what does this look like in terms of physical? It might mean you having a bit more headaches. Okay, physically you're feeling tired, run down. Even when you rest, you don't feel particularly rested, right? You feel like you could still do with some more sleep. Okay, this is an indicator that you are overworking. So even when you relax, you don't feel relaxed. Okay, this is an indicator. This is a physical one. Then I want you to think about the third one, which is the mental one, the one that happened up here. This is you second guessing yourself. You struggle to make decisions. All of a sudden, decision fatigue. You have two options in front of you. You can't pick, so you either pick them both or you say, "I'll come back later." Okay? It could also start to mean where you don't remember you've done a piece of work before already. For example, it happened to me as well. I'm pretty sure I've written this exact copy or email copy today, and I feel like I've written it, but I don't remember if I have or not. So one of the things I'll do, go and check on my Google Drive and then search for what I think I might have labeled it, and there it is. There we go. The problem will come when you don't even remember to check the Google Drive to see if you've written it again. So you find yourself doing double work. Now it's funny because it's like, oh my God, absent-minded. But how much time did you lose as a result of doubling the work? Okay? How much frustration did you put on yourself or on your team? Especially you didn't even know you just didn't work twice. Okay, so let me know in the chat at all if you've ever caught yourself where you're so sure you've done a piece of work before, you just don't remember if you have or not. And maybe you had gone to go and check your Google Drive or whatever to see if indeed you had done it, and then found that yes, you did maybe a couple of months ago, but you just forgot about that. Okay, or maybe you found all the freebies that you designed all those many months ago, but you never actually sent it out. This is an indicator. Okay, so that's what I'm going to say there in terms of psychological. Okay, mental health. You're going to think about your anxiety about that. Okay, you're physically tired, like I said, but when it comes to the psychological aspect of it, you have increased anxiety. You're no longer enjoying the work like you thought you would. You keep going because you feel that's what business is about. Business is not supposed to be this hard. It's supposed to be challenging. It's supposed to grow you, but it's not supposed to break you down. And if you are overworking and you find yourself with some of these symptoms I've just noticed, then you are heading for burnout. You are definitely overworking. The first thing I'm going to ask you to do is to check all your multiples and try and see if you can upload one or two things off them. Okay, and then see if that thing is anything. Again, I'm going to ask you guys to book a strategy call with me. I still have 3 a week that I still offer, and so you might luckily get one in to just apply. And especially if you want to talk to me about this overworking thing, because I'll be able to assess you properly. I'll assess your multiples, I'll assess your physical, and I'll assess your psychological to figure out where you might be able to start reducing some of those things. Okay. You might need some support to do that. So you're not doing it yourself because that would just be you overworking and you're going to put it off because you don't have the time because you're doing all the things. Again, no shame. It's just how it plays yourself out. But you don't have to stay there. You can get over this. You can move on from this. If you're listening to this call right now, watching it, I just want you to know that the fact that you're here, the fact that you're listening to it means that you know you've done enough, you've done a lot, you are hardworking, everybody knows it, and there's no shame about thinking, you know what, maybe I need to simplify what I'm doing. So if you want to come and talk to me about that, take advantage of one of those complimentary strategy calls, and let's get you working less. Okay. All right. So that is me for the session. If you have gotten ticket to into Africa's the summit, the building women building authority live, then definitely come and join me. I'm going to be doing a short presentation there about productivity wealth. And co, I'll see you guys soon. See you next week. Enjoy the rest of your week. Okay. Bye everyone. Bye. Bye Nikki. Good to see you.